Okay, let me start then. If you guys have not received the question sheet, you need to actually look at this only. Look at my screen and take a screenshot of it. And because these questions, no problem Ashish, no problem everybody else. If you have not received the question paper, no problem. Take a screenshot of it, screenshot of the question sheet. Right now you have the complete data for question number 1 to 4. Just take a screenshot, everybody. I'll give you next 1 minute to take a screenshot of this. Just take a screenshot, then I can proceed to the questions. Because today you need to have the question sheet, without which you won't be able to solve the questions. Rohit, audio is working for everybody. I think it's problem on your side. Everybody has taken a screenshot of it. Okay. So everybody has taken a screenshot and now my screen glows also with the power plugged in. I'll move forward. So question number 1 to 4. Let me give you the questions itself. I'll paste the questions in the chat window. So question number 1 to 4. Okay. Question number 1 to 4 I have pasted in the chat window. I'll give you around 1-2 minutes to actually just scribble through. Then I'll come back to questions and we'll solve together. Just see the question. Just go through once. So around 7, 8, 7, 9, I'll start the questions, solving the questions. In meanwhile, you just go through the question, because in these type of question, reading the question is the most important thing. Half of the question is solved just by reading. Okay, everybody has read the question. Okay guys, let me start solving these questions. First of all, these questions you should always attempt in any of the examination. I'm saying why. It will take some time, but it will give you 4-5 questions at once. It's like a home run in a baseball game. So you should always attempt DI questions as much as possible. Unless until it is too tricky or too calculation oriented, don't leave DI questions because they are easy picking in any of the examination. Okay, so the question is for question number 1 to 4, we have a data. It states that after 2007-8 cricket session, ICC calculated the number of runs scored by 10 batsmen, namely Peterson, Kallis, Sehwag, Sachin, Smith, Boucher, Simons, Ponting, Yusuf and Younis in that season. It is known that out of these 10 batsmen, Sehwag scored the least number of runs. The following bar graphs information about the number of runs scored in excess or as a deficit by Peterson, Smith, Boucher, Younis, Simons as comparison to runs scored by Sehwag, Kallis, Ponting, Sachin and Yusuf has been given. Okay, so it's deficit or excess that has been given. So for example, Sehwag and Peterson, there is a deficit or excess of 57 run. Similarly, Kallis and maybe Smith, there is a excess or there is a deficit of 75 runs. Hope everybody had understood this graph. Now, see, there are key things that needs to be noted in this question. First, Sehwag scored the least number of runs. Okay. Second, is in excess or deficit. Okay. These two are the key points in this question. Now, first question, out of these 10 batsmen, who scored the maximum number of runs? Okay, out of these 10 batsmen, who scored the maximum number of runs? Don't jump to conclusion, Ritvik. You are wrong, first of all. Okay. See, for each player, 5 bars have been given. Rajesh, for you especially. For each player, 5 bars have been given. Sehwag has been compared against Peterson, Smith, Boucher, Younis and Simons. What is the deficit or excess with respect to these 5 players? Okay, got it? Okay, moving ahead to question. Out of these 10 batsmen, who scored the maximum number of runs? One thing we know is Sehwag scored the least. That means all these 5 people actually scored more than Sehwag. So Peterson scored 57 more than Sehwag. Smith scored 21 more than Sehwag. Boucher scored 105 more than Sehwag. Younis scored 36 more than Sehwag. And Simon scored 72 more than Sehwag. Okay? Everybody got this. Now, let me put this thing in a number line. What will happen? Sehwag and Smith, there is a difference of 21 runs. Okay? Okay? Then Sehwag and Younis, there is 36 runs. So Smith and Younis, there is a difference of 15 runs. Now Sehwag and Peterson, there is a difference of how much? Peterson is 57. So Peterson will be here. Similarly, Simons will be here. Boucher will be here. So you can actually plot it on a number line like this. Sehwag, Smith, then Younis, then Peterson, then Simons, then Boucher. Got it, everybody? Till now? Anybody has a problem till now because this will form the base of next thing. Everybody okay? Okay. See, it is written Sehwag. Sehwag scored 57 less than. Let me do it with you. Then you might be able to explain. Okay. Now I am taking the first graph. In the first graph, Sehwag is here. Mr. Sehwag is here. So Smith scored 21 run more than Sehwag. Everybody clear with this? Okay. Then after 21 it is 36. So Yunus scored 36 more than Sehwag. So this will be what? 15. 21 scored more than Sehwag is Smith, and 15 more. So Smith and Yunus scored 15 more than Smith. Okay. Similarly, what you will have next is Peterson, Simons, and then Boucher. So we have Peterson here. So 36 and 21 again, 57. Then here we have Boucher. And what we have, Simons. Okay, Simons. So it's 21 and then it is 72, so it means 15, and here 33. Everybody clear with this? Okay. Everybody clear with this number line? Okay. Okay guys. Let me move ahead now. We have got this information. Now move on to the second graph. Second graph states what? Callis scored 60 more than Yunus. 60 more than Yunus. That means Callis will be greater than Yunus, because Yunus scored 36 more than Sehwag, and Callis scored the deficit between Callis and Yunus is 60. That means Callis has to be greater than Yunus. Got it this, everybody? See, Sehwag is the lowest, so Callis cannot be lower than Sehwag. Okay, Callis cannot be lower than Sehwag. Now the deficit between Callis and Yunus is 60. That means Callis has to score more than Yunus. Then only it is possible. How else will it be possible? If Callis scores less than 60 less than Yunus, that means he scores less than Sehwag. That is not possible. Okay, Nitin and everybody, it can be deficit as well. That is what I am saying. Callis and Yunus, say if it is a deficit of 60. If it is a deficit of 60, that means Callis scores less than 60. Callis scores less than Sehwag. Can that be possible? No, that can't be possible. Did you get everybody? Now, if 60 is a deficit, so that cannot be possible. So it has to be excess. So Callis scored more than Yunus. Okay. Similar logic you can use for all other else. If you use the similar logic for all other else, you can actually make a big number line and plot everybody. you will plot like this. Sehwag, Smith, Yunus, then you will have Yusuf, then Peterson, Simons, Sachin, Callis, Boucher, and then Ponting. It will be 15, 9, 9, 15, just a minute, 15, 15, 12, 9, 15 and 20. Okay. Aparna, where did Yusuf score more than Callis? Yusuf is here. Callis is here. Okay. So we have plotted the number line. So now the number line will be, this will be our number line. Sehwag, Smith, Yunus, Yusuf, Peterson, Simons, Sachin, Callis, Boucher and Ponting. Got it everybody? How we are doing this? Or anybody has a problem? Natasha, okay. How you are getting it? See, it's very simple. Natasha, you got this much. Sehwag, Smith, Yunus, Peterson, Simons and Boucher. You got this? Okay, first one you got. Now, see. Kanhaiya, it won't take much time to plot actually. Those who are thinking that it will take a lot of time to plot, they are wrong. It won't take more than a minute and a half to plot. These are simple. You just have to practice once. There are some simple numbers. You can easily plot. Okay. Now, first one is clear with everybody. Now, the second one I'll explain once again. See, consider Callis and this guy Yunus. So Callis and Yunus, we have a deficit or excess of 60. Okay, deficit or excess of 60. We don't know whether it is a deficit or excess of 60. But if it is a deficit of 60, that means Callis will score less than Sehwag. Callis will score. See, if it is a deficit of 60 between Callis and Yunus, so Callis will be what? Yunus minus 60. And Yunus is equal to Sehwag plus 36. That is it. So Callis means what? Callis is equal to Sehwag minus 24. which means Kalis is less than Sehwag. But what is the condition that has been given? Sehwag is the lowest. So this cannot be possible. So this is not possible, which implies Kalis is equal to Yunus plus 60. Got it, everybody? Now I can't explain lower than this. Everybody got this? Anybody still has a problem? Okay, my mission achieved. Okay, so this is how we are actually doing this. So with that we got this as the number line. Now the question is, out of these 10 batsmen, who scored the maximum number of runs? Obviously Ponting is the answer. We have Ponting, option A. We'll go ahead and mark option A. See, this is what I was telling at the start of the class. At the inception of the class itself, I was telling why you should not avoid these questions. You should always attempt all these questions. You just have to make this number line and it's done. 4 questions, 16 marks. Zoop. Nothing else you have to do. Ritvik, that only I explained how to make second number line. Second number line, this is how we are making. You got first number line. Now you are saying Kalis is 60 more than Yunus. That means Kalis is 96 more than Sehwag. So Kalis will be somewhere here. This will be 96 from Sehwag to Kalis will be 96. Okay, Kalis to voucher to Sehwag is 105. That is why this is 9. Okay, got it, Ritvik? Or anybody still has a problem with second number line? Anybody still has a problem? Raise now. I can explain once again. Second number line. Anybody has a problem? I can solve with any other example if anybody has a problem with second number line. Okay guys, I think everybody is clear with this. Okay, so we have got the number line like this. Now moving on. First question we solved, voucher. First question we solved, Ponting is the maximum person who scored the maximum number of runs. Now the second question, how many batsmen have scored more than Peterson but less than that by Simons? Okay, moving on to number line. So we have Simons here, we have Peterson here. In between, how many people are there? In between Peterson and Simons, how many people are there? 0. So 0 is the answer. We have option 0. We should have. We have option 0 as E. We'll go ahead and mark option E. Anybody has a problem? Just raise in next 1 second. Second question. How Sachin is in second number line, Ritvik? See, Sachin is here. Okay. So the difference between Sachin and Yunus is what? 51. That means Sachin is 51 more than Yunus. The similar logic we use for Kalis. Sachin is 51 more than Yunus. That means Sachin is 87 more than Sehwag. Sachin is 87 more than Sehwag. So Sachin is 87 more than Sehwag. And Sachin and Kalis, the difference is 9. Got it? I'm asking once again everybody. If somebody is not clear with second number line, I can explain once again. I try to be as simple as possible. Still, if anybody is clear, not clear, tell me. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, second number line, once again some people are asking, so let me explain for all those who have been listening it so many times. So no problem. So we got this Sehwag, Yunus, Simons and Boucher with the first set of bar graphs. Now with the second, if see, now compare this. This is, so Yunus is Sehwag plus 36. So Kalis has to be what? Kalis has to be Yunus plus 60. Otherwise it is not possible because Sehwag is the lowest. Similarly, Sachin has to be what? Yunus plus 51. Okay. Similarly, if you see others also, say Ponting. So Ponting has to be Yunus plus 84. Got it, everybody? Now, if that is the thing, you need to plot these people in this chart. In this chart, you just plot it. So Sehwag and Ponting, there is a difference of 84 plus 36. That means 120. Because Yunus is Sehwag plus 36 and Ponting is Yunus plus 84. So Ponting and Sehwag, there is a difference of 120. Now Ponting, Sehwag and Boucher, there is a difference of 105. So it has to be here. Similarly, there is Kalis and Sehwag, there is a difference of 96. It has to be here. So similarly, we have to plot this whole graph. Got it, everybody? For all those who have been late in the class or any other problem, you can actually see in my video when it is uploaded. Okay. Got it, everybody? Let me move ahead now. Okay. So we got it. First question, Ponting is the highest. See, for Yusuf, Rahul, for Yusuf, how it works? Yusuf has to be 60 less than Boucher because Boucher is 105 more than Sehwag. So Yusuf is equal to, do it yourself, no, try. Yusuf is equal to Boucher minus 60 and Boucher is Sehwag plus 105. So everything you have to come out to in terms of Sehwag. So Yusuf is what? Yusuf is Boucher minus 60. So Sehwag plus 105. Put it here. So it will be Sehwag plus 45. So all of the people, you have to put it in this format. Sehwag plus 45, Sehwag minus, Sehwag plus, Sehwag plus, Sehwag plus. Put it in that way and plot it on the number line, the easiest way. Got it, everybody? This was also one way you can actually do this. Everything put in Sehwag plus. Okay. Okay. Now, question number 3. ICC formed 5 teams such that each team comprised of exactly 5 batsmen. Among the following teams, which team scored the least aggregate number of runs? So what do you have to do? We have our number line ready. You don't have to do anything. The number line will do for you everything. Okay. So here you have Sehwag plus 21, Sehwag plus 36, Sehwag plus 45. So put these values here and calculate. If you calculate, then this will, see, this will come out to be 5S, मतलब 5 Sehwag plus 249. Similarly, it will come out to be 5 Sehwag plus 282. It will come out to be 5 Sehwag plus 294. It will come out to be 5 Sehwag plus 231, and this will come out to be 5 Sehwag plus 249. Out of this, you know, this is the one that has the highest. So 5S plus 290. Sorry, we have been asked which has the least aggregate number. So least aggregate is this. So option D. We'll go ahead and mark option number D. So we have been asked which is the least aggregate. So least aggregate is this one. We'll go ahead and mark option D. Least aggregate it is asking. Okay. So option D. We'll go ahead and mark option D. Got it, everybody? Yes, Ruchi, you can actually calculate it like this also, who is coming on the which side of the number line, but that will take more time, I think. If you are okay with that, it's well and good. So option D, we'll go ahead and mark option D. Okay, moving ahead. We have question number 4. If the total number of runs scored by Yusuf in 2007-8 season is 1450, okay, then how many of the 10 batsmen mentioned scored not less than 1510 runs? Okay, so now as we were discussing that time, no, so Yusuf, so our guy Yusuf is 1450. So 1450 is what? Sehwag plus, how much did we calculate for Yusuf? Sehwag plus 45. Let me go to my paint. This is not working that good. So let me open one more paint. Okay, so we have Yusuf is equal to Sehwag plus 45, which is equal to how much? 1400, and it is given 1400 and how much? Just a minute, 1450. So it is equal to 1450, which implies what? Sehwag is equal to 1405. Now you found out Sehwag, you can find out everybody else. So you can find out Smith, you can find out Eunice, you can find out Peterson, everybody you can find out. So you can say that only Voucher and Ponting did not score numbers less than 1510. So there are two such players. We'll go ahead and mark option C. So we'll go ahead and mark option C. It is asking not less than, equal to it is not there. So that means Ponting and Voucher both will suffice. So option C will be the answer. Got it, everybody? Still anybody has a problem? Nitin, how it is 60 more than 90 more than Yusuf? It would be 60 plus more than Yusuf. 1450 and 1510. Yeah, you can say the same thing. It is the same thing actually. So that won't make a difference. Okay. Okay. Nitin and everybody who is asking whether it is a CAT question or not, why do you care about it? You are getting a good question, enjoy it. So it is at par. It is at par with the CAT and other examination. I just got a message that everybody has received the DI file. That will make my life a lot more easier now. So I'll go to next set of questions, question number 5 to question number 9, and I'll give you 5 minutes to actually go through the questions and make your own assumptions, everything, whatever you can do. Then we'll solve these questions. And these questions are, none of the questions are less than a CAT question. It has to be greater than CAT question, or it will be at par with the CAT question. So don't worry, you are getting all good questions only. Okay, everybody in sync, everybody okay? Let's move ahead to question number 5 to question number 9. You guys make out something out of it. Whatever you want to note it down or whatever, just do it in next 5 minutes. Then we'll see these questions, question number 5 to question number 9. Okay. Meanwhile, anybody has a question, you can put it on a question window. I'll try to solve. Let's solve these questions at 7:47. Okay. Everybody will get all the questions along with the solutions, so no need to worry. You'll get all solution. All those who have not received the question, take a screenshot now. Take a screenshot of question number 5 to question number 9. First, take a screenshot of this. For next 5-7 seconds, I'll give this screenshot. Next, one more screenshot you need to take. Take, everybody. Now take a screenshot of this. Everybody has taken a screenshot? See, take a screenshot of this first. This, take a screenshot. I'm putting this. Take a screenshot of this. I'll give 5-7 seconds for this. Then take a screenshot of the other one. Okay. Now take a screenshot of this. Okay, guys. I've given you enough time to take a screenshot. Let me put the questions as well in your chat and let us start. Okay, let's start question number 5 and 6. Okay, first let me explain this, what is given. So in a school there are 4 chemical laboratories, namely lab 1, lab 2, lab 3 and lab 4. There are only 6 type of acids which are available in these laboratories, which are sulfuric, nitric, benzoic, hydrochloric, salicylic and nitrous acid. The table provided below gives the information of bottles for each type of acids in these laboratories. So lab 2 has 98 sulfuric acid, 65 nitric acid, 123 benzoic acid, 138 hydrochloric, salicylic 104 and nitrous 81. Okay, that has been given here for all labs, lab 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what has been given? For each bottle of acids in the chemical laboratories is further categorized on the basis of its capacity under one or the other of 5 different categories: S, M, L, XL and XXL. Okay, these are the 5 category of the acids or 5 category of the bottles of acids that have been provided. Now as a percentage of the total number of bottles of acids in these laboratories, S is 15%, M is 25%, L is 10%, XL is 30% and XXL is 20%. Everybody in sync with this data. Let me go to the questions now. Now what has been given? What has been given? In lab 2 as well as lab 3, the number of bottles of acid in XL category as a percentage of total number of bottles of acids in the respective laboratories is not more than 1%. Okay. In these type of questions, the first thing you have to do is calculate the numbers. So what has been given? So in just a minute, lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, lab 4. What is the number of bottles? Total number of bottles? This is 500. This is 609. This is 623 and this is 668. And total bottle is what? 2400. Now S, M, L, XL and XXL, that has been given what? Let me go to the question. It has been given 15, 25, 10. So it has been given 15%, 25, 10, 30, 53, 80. This is 20%. That has been given. Okay, this data we know. Now, the question is, in lab 2 and lab 3, the number of bottles of acid in XL category as a percentage of total number of bottles of acid in the respective laboratories is not more than 1%. That means what? In lab 2, just a minute, it is 688, and if it is 688, it will be 603. Okay, just a minute, there was a counting mistake from my side. So lab 1 is 500, lab 2 is 609, lab 3 is 603 and lab 4 is 688. Okay. Okay, moving on to the question. Question is, in lab 1, the total number of bottles of acid in XL category as a percentage of total number of bottles of acid in lab 1 cannot be less than. Okay. So it is saying in lab 2, in lab 2, it is 1%. So 6 will be XL bottles. Here also 6 can be XL bottle. Okay. So 12 is gone. Here maximum can be what? 688. So total XL bottle 688 plus 12 is 700. And what is the total number of XL bottle? 30% of 2400. That means 720. So what is the number of bottles that can lab 1 have minimum? Minimum it will have 20 bottles. Minimum 20 bottles. That means percentage will be what? 20 divided by 500 into 100. That will be 4%. It can have 4%. Not less than 4% will be the number of XL bottles in lab 1. Okay. It has been given in lab 2 and lab 3. In lab 2 and lab 3, the number of XL bottles cannot be more than 1%. So 1% of 609 is 6. 6 XL bottle it will have. In lab 3, maximum it can have 6 XL bottles. Okay. The total number of XL bottle is 720. Is 30% of the total number of bottles. 30% of 2400, 720. So suppose in lab 4 all bottles are XL bottles, because we have to find out the minimum number of XL bottles in lab 1. So we have to maximize the XL bottles in lab 4. So we maximized it to the full capacity of lab 4. Full capacity of lab 4 is 688. So 688 are XL bottles here, 12 are here, so 700 are there. So 20 are still left. So 20 will be, at least those 20 has to be in lab 1. So 20 are in lab 1. So 20 is what percentage of the total number of bottles in lab 1? 500 is the total number. So 20 upon 500 into 100. So that means 4%. So at least 4% of the bottles of lab 1 has to be XL. That is what we have been asked. So 4%, question option C. We'll go ahead and mark option C. Got it, everybody? Anybody needs an explanation once again? Okay, let me explain once again. Lab 1 has 500 bottles, lab 2 has 609 bottles, lab 3 has 603, lab 4 has 688 bottles. Okay. S, M, L, XL and XXL are 15%, 25%, 10%, 30% and 20% of the total number of bottles. Total number of bottles are 2400. Okay. So now it is saying that lab 2 and lab 3 can have a maximum of 1% of the number of bottles that they have as XL. So the number of bottles that lab 2 is having is 609. So the maximum XL bottles that it can have is 6. 1% of 609, that is 6. Similarly, for lab 3, the maximum number of XL bottles it can have is 1% of 603, that is 6. Okay. Now now the question is, how much is the minimum percentage of lab 1 bottles that are XL? So to find out the minimum number of bottles, XL bottles in lab 1, we have to maximize the number of bottles in lab 4. Suppose it can happen only when we have all the bottles of lab 4 as XL. So if all the bottles of lab 4 are XL, that means 688 bottles are XL. Now 688 bottles are XL, 12 bottles here are XL, so 700 bottles are XL. And total bottle we have 720 which are XL bottles. So what is left? 20. So 20 has to be in lab 1. So 20 of these are 20 of these are so 20 of these are XL bottles. So 20 of 500 is what percentage? 4%. Kaustav, I don't know what you're asking. You don't understand the question, I think. These SML, XL, XXL, these are the percentages of the total number of bottles. It has never said that 15% of lab 1 is S, 25% of lab 1 is M. So it is the total number of bottles. Okay guys, everybody got this? Then I can move ahead. Okay. Okay, question number Ritvik, who told you that SML, XL are based upon the capacity of acid? Is it written anywhere in the question? Don't assume things. What has been written and what you have to do, what it has to do upon the capacity. Guys, don't assume things. I know it is written SML, XL, XXL. You will assume that these are sizes. Okay, these are sizes. But tomorrow in a question, if I say that XXL is a small size, you have to solve the question considering that as a constraint. You cannot assume XXL is the largest size. So only think about the data that has been given in the question. You can't assume any data, or you can't assume on whatever you know, because it is upon the data interpretation. Data that has been given, you have to interpret that data. You don't have to interpret your own mind here. Okay, is it clear, Ritvik, now? And there is nothing what we have to do with the capacity. It has been given total number of bottles. It has not been given total volume. Volume has not been given. So that does not mean anything. Okay, don't confuse everybody. So we'll go ahead with question number 6 now. If the ratio of the number of bottles in acids in lab 1 and lab 4 that are in category XL is 2:7, then what can be the difference between the number of bottles of acid in lab 1 and lab 4 that are not in category XL? What can be difference between the number of bottles? Okay, so lab 1 and lab 4. Okay, let me I'll just keep the basic data and we'll solve on these only. Okay, now moving on to question number 6. If the ratio of number of bottles of acids in lab 1 and lab 4 that are in XL category is 2:7, okay, then what can be the difference between number of bottles in lab 1 and lab 4 that are not in category XL? Okay. Hmm. So now it has been given that lab 2 and lab 3 cannot have, okay, lab, this can have 6 maximum, this can have 6 maximum. That has been given. Now it is saying what is left is 720 minus 12. This is 708. This has been to be divided into lab 1 and lab 4. Okay. Now it is saying the in Excel bottles in lab 2, lab 1 and lab 4 are in the ratio of, lab 1 and lab 4 are in the ratio of 2 is to 7, which implies what? Lab 1 has how many bottles? 2 by 9 into 708. 2 by 9 into 708 means how much it will be? Just a minute. I think one thing I have missed that I'll include here. This is the maximum it can have is 6. So maximum it can have is 6. Okay. Minimum it can have less than 6 as well. No. So it's maximum it can have 6. So so lab 1 and lab 4, one thing. Just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Let me clarify this once again. So lab 1 and lab 4, the ratio is 2 is to 7. So let they have an Excel bottle of 2x and 7x. Okay. So non-Excel bottle will be what? 500 minus 2x. It will be 688 minus 7x. Okay. So 500 minus 2x and 500 minus 2x and 688 minus 7x. Okay. Now let the number of bottles in lab 2 and lab 3. So suppose lab 2 and lab 3, the total number of bottles are y. Okay. So you have y plus 2x plus 7x is equal to 720. Okay. Y can't be, has to be less than or equal to 12. Okay. So the difference between these two, difference between 500 minus 2x, 500 minus 2x and 688 minus 5x will be what? It will be 5x minus 188. 5x minus 188. So this will imply what? X can be 79 or X will be 80. Now put this value of X into put the value of X into this. So what you will have, it can be 212 or it can be 207. Okay, got it everybody? I think you have not got it. So let me explain once again. Okay, so it is saying that the number of Excel bottles in lab 1 and lab 4 is in the ratio of, everybody, I'll explain once again so everything will be clear for those who have not understood. The ratio of Excel bottles in lab 1 and lab 2 is 2:7. So let it be 2x and 7x. Okay. Now it is also saying in lab 2 and lab 3 the maximum number of bottles it can have is 1% of there, means it can have a maximum 12 bottles. So let us assume that Y is the total number of bottles, Excel bottles in lab 2 and lab 3 combined. Okay. Now how many bottles you will have non-Excel bottles in lab 1? 500 minus 2x. 500 minus 2x. And how many non-Excel bottles in lab 4? 688 minus 5x. What will be the difference? 5x minus 188. Okay. So the difference will be, difference between 500 minus 2x and 688 minus 5x will be 5x minus, sorry, just a minute, I think it is 7x, not 2x. It is 7x. 688 minus 7x. So 688 minus 7x. So the difference between 500 minus 2x and 688 minus 7x will be what? 5 minus 188. Okay. This is the value which we need to find out. Okay. Now we have y plus 2x plus 7x. So y plus 9x is 720. Okay. Y has to be less than or equal to 12. So x can take value what? X can take a value of 79 or 80. These are the only two values it can take. How? Just put it 12 here and find out the value of x. Okay. Put 0 here and find out the value of x. Okay. So it can take a value of 79 or 80. Okay. Now put this value here, 5x minus 188. In this, put the value of 79 and 80. If you put the value of 79 and 80 here, if you put the value of 79 and 80, you will get the difference as 212 or 207. Okay. So it is 212 or 207. So we have an option something 207 and 212. Yeah, option number D, A or C. We'll go ahead and mark option C. Everybody clear with this? Anybody still has a problem? It looks like a lengthy method, but when you solve on a pencil paper, it won't be that lengthy. It's an easy question. It's not that tough a question. On a pen paper, it's an entirely different ball game altogether. How 79? Put the value. See, y can have a maximum value of 12 and y can have a minimum value of 0. So put value of 0 and put the value of 12 here and find out the value of x. So this is a shortcut method only, Ashish. What else you need? Okay. Don't go for shortcut. I'm saying you, those who say that memorize some formulas and use it in CAT, it will be tough for people who are not well equipped with everything. Those who are already prepared a lot many times and they are going with the formula, it's well and good. They understand the basis of formula. Those who do not understand the basis of formula, because every formula will have certain conditions. It will be applicable only under certain conditions. If you don't understand that, just memorizing it won't help. See the difference between 500 minus 2x and 500 minus 7x. This is not 5x. Let me clear it once for all. So it's 500 minus 7x. So the difference between will be 5x minus 188. There is no formula for this. You have to solve. You have to sweat through for this question. You can't just. Got it, everybody? Got it? Anybody still has a problem? Let me explain once again then. I'll solve only few questions, no problem, but it should be understood by everybody. Okay. Okay, let me solve one more question. All the bottles containing one or the other of three acids, namely sulfuric, in one of the other categories SML. In all the bottles containing one or the other of three acids, namely sulfuric, nitric and nitrous acids, are in one or the other three categories SML only. Also, the number of bottles of benzoic, hydrochloric and salicylic acid that are in one of the other of SML categories are A, B, C respectively. Okay. Which of the following can be equal to A is to B is to C? Okay. So it is given that all the bottles okay. So it is saying that all the bottles containing, so given that all the bottles containing one or the other of the three acids, namely sulfuric, nitric and nitrous acid, nitric and nitrous acid are in one of the other three categories SML. Okay. So the total number of bottles in one or the other of the three acids, sulfuric, nitric and nitric acid, is how much? Just calculate that. So this will be what? 384 plus 367 plus 402. It will be 1153. So sulfuric, nitric and nitrous acid, it is 1153. Now total number of bottles in SML total is what? What has been given total? SML it has been given SML, that means 15 plus 25 plus 10, 40 plus 150. So 50% of total. 50% of total means 1200. So it is 1200. This one. So it is 1200. Now, what is the difference? Is 47. The difference is 47. Now the A plus B plus C has been given 47. Okay, A plus B plus C has been given 47. This is the question, no? A plus B plus C has been given a 47. Just see which can be possible. Only option B will be possible, in which A plus B plus C is 47. So 17 plus 17 plus 13. So that will be 47. We'll go ahead and mark option number B. Option number. We'll go ahead and mark option number B. Got it, everybody? Anybody still has a problem with this question? I'll take it as a yes that nobody has a problem with this question. Okay. Now, what it is asking next question. If the value of A is maximum possible, then the number of bottles of benzoic acid in lab 2 that do not belong to any of the three categories cannot be less than. Okay. See. So the maximum possible value, it is saying A has the maximum possible value. So if A is the maximum possible value, A has the maximum possible value, so A is what? 47. Okay. A has the maximum possible value, that means A has 47. So in order to minimize the number of bottles of benzoic acid in lab 2 that do not belong of any of the three categories SML, we need to maximize the number of bottles of benzoic acid that belong to one of the three categories SML. So the number of benzoic acid maximize, it will be 123 minus 47. It will be what? 76. We'll go ahead and mark option A, 76. That will be the right answer. Got it, everybody? Still has a problem. What is the total number of benzoic acid bottles? 123. So 123 is the maximum. Total number of benzoic bottles is C. So the number of benzoic bottles that belong to any of the three categories SML, that will be what? 123 minus 47. That's it. 76 will be the answer. Okay. Okay, everybody. So I'll end my class today. Though we have not solved a lot of questions, but the quality of questions I believe was good for everybody, and everybody enjoyed today's class. So I have prepared actually 15 questions today, 14 questions today. So I'll send out the question with all the answers as well. So you can have a look. You can have a look. And if anybody has a problem, you can reach out to me. So Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Good night. Bye bye. Keep enjoying. Keep solving these questions.